We're living in a time when people are very caught up in their emotions and caught up in their feelings and how they feel about things and how they feel about themselves, and not really paying attention to their actions and what they're doing and their results. Now, it's not a bad thing to be in tune with your feelings and how you feel, but it does come to a point where it starts to override the reality of things. I'm gonna tell you guys a story about myself, and I hope it paints a perfect picture. And I hope you get the lesson at the end. It'll really drive it home. So it's actually happened last weekend. So I'm with my buddies. We go to this little wing house. It's a little sports bar. They have wings. They got beer, all the drinks you can imagine, burgers, a whole nine. And they're always playing these sports on TV. They're always playing these like weird niche sports like power slap. I don't know if y'all heard of power slap, but yeah, they don't be playing football. They be playing power slap. The dudes just smack each other. It's really crazy. If you don't know what it is, you got to look it up. It's really interesting. But tonight was the night they were doing karaoke night. Friday night, karaoke. Come on, grab a drink, grab your friends. Let's sing some karaoke. So I'm there with my guys, and we're eating these wings, and we start talking a little mess. They're drinking. I'm not drinking. I don't drink. But they're drinking, they're talking a little mess. Oh, you won't get up on the mic. You won't. I bet you won't. And, somewhere around it comes on to me like, oh, yeah, you won't get on the mic, man. Like, me, man. I'm like, well, who won't? Who won't? But a couple of my buddies, they go up there, they sing a song, and it gets a pretty good reaction. Oh, snap. And then it comes on to me. And, I'm like, oh, man, do I want to sing? And I feel my heart pumping. And I pass, I say, you know what, I'm good, I'm not singing. One of my other boys, he's like, come on, man, if I do a song, you gotta come sing it with me. I'm like, all right, man, for sure, whatever. Man, he picks Promiscuous Girl. And that's a song that's got a guy and a girl, and they're basically like talking to each other. I didn't know how freaky they talking in that song, first of all. When we got up there and started singing it, and we were reading the words on the screen, I was appalled at the things they were saying in that song. I didn't even know they were talking like this in this song. So picture that, two grown men singing about freaking each other and stuff. Oh, it was ridiculous. But that song ends, and we go sit down, and we have a laugh. The whole bar laugh it off, and everyone's going, and they're going around. More people are singing. We're eating these wings. We're having a good time. We're enjoying ourselves. We're fully present. We're fully in the moment. And it comes up where it's like, all right, you know what? I'm going to do another song. I don't care. So I go up there. I do Candy Rain. It's an older crowd. I'm sure they're going to love it. So one thing I didn't take into account, though, it's more of a white bar, And nothing wrong with that, but Candy Rain, it's a classic, Everybody knows that song, but it's not as popular with wider demographics. But that's not a problem. But they didn't know the song. Then with karaoke, everybody goes crazy. You don't even have to be a good singer. If they know the song, everyone's gonna go crazy. They didn't really know the song, so I'm like, oh man, they're not gonna go crazy. I felt that heart beating again. And, I felt that sweat starting to prick. I wasn't dripping, but it was starting to prick. My mouth was starting to get dry. I'm like, oh, what's going on, man? I've got the mic. I start singing. And I'm singing, my voice is shaking a little bit because, I'm like, hey, all right. It's a little quiet, a little stares, a little blank faces. But I don't make too much of it. I push through. I didn't see is a group of black ladies, and once they saw Candy Rain, they ooh, cause you know how we are. Once I saw that, I cracked a little smile, and I sang, and I sort of made it into a little duet, So I was singing the verses. Every time the chorus came, I passed the mic to the three black ladies, and they would sing, and it just became a good time. After everyone clapped, it was a good time. Everyone enjoyed themselves. And it was really fun, even though my heart was beating. You could almost say I was nervous. I wouldn't say it, but you could. You could say it. I wouldn't. I don't get nervous. Crazy. But the point I'm trying to make here with the story is that even though I didn't feel good, I didn't feel confident, I still had the courage to push through. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. If you don't feel courageous, or excuse me, if you can't feel confident, be courageous. You have to be able to push through even when it doesn't feel right. You feel like you're doing it wrong. You feel like you're doing it crazy. Especially for my athletes, my entrepreneurs, people trying to reinvent themselves, or if you're just looking for something new, or you're trying to do something new, you have to have courage because you're not always going to feel confident. Now, let's not misunderstand something. Confident is not a feeling. See, in this day and age, our understanding of confidence is sort of misconstrued. Confidence truly is just trust and belief in self. So things don't always have to be lined up perfectly. It doesn't always have to make sense. It doesn't have to feel good. But can you trust yourself that whatever's going on, that you'll either get the job done, or at the very least, can you trust that you'll be okay, regardless of what happens? If you can't trust yourself, I implore you to put your trust in God, the Lord God Almighty, Jesus Christ. But I want to keep driving home this point that it's not a feeling. See, when you're confident, you're okay with doing the thing that may be a little bit crazy, that might not make all the sense, or you're okay with taking a chance knowing you might not succeed. Because at the end of the day, you understand that even if it doesn't work out, you'll be okay. Even if it doesn't work out, you would have gotten better. Even if it doesn't work out, you've exposed yourself to a brand new experience that you can learn and grow from. It's not necessarily about feeling your best, quote unquote, to perform. See, how you feel, all in all, has no impact on who you truly are and the reality in which you are in. Now, don't misunderstand me. You know, of course, you feel good. That your perspective shapes your reality. But stopping yourself because of fear is not helping you in any sense at all. You have to be courageous. You have to be able to be brave whenever it is scary. It's like looking over the cliff and being man enough to jump, being woman enough to look death in the face and attack it, to go. That's courage. That's confidence. That is what I want to drive home. And my point that I'm making is that we get so caught up in trying to feel good, everything being perfect in order. Sometimes you have to just jump. Sometimes you have to just jump off the ledge and go for it and do it. Just do the thing. Try something new. Or go back to something old if it's serving the purpose and accomplishing the goal of which you're trying to accomplish. Don't be too afraid to admit that you're wrong. That takes courage as well. You know, there are many of times that people let pride, I'll admit it, that I have many times let my pride get the best of me. I was too cowardly to admit that I was wrong in a scenario. And because of that, I lost out on very good relationships with people that mattered to me. Because of that, I missed out on opportunities that could have been very good for me. And all in all, we thank God, of course. He works all things for the good of those who love him. But still, the point I'm making is you have to have the courage, even when it's scary, even when it hurts, even when you just sometimes just don't want to do it. It's not about feeling like the man all the time. It's not about feeling like the woman all the time. It's about being able to push yourself to the place that you don't want to go because you know that it's necessary. I hope this video really touches you, and I hope you really learned something from this video. And that's a lesson that it took me a while to understand, but once it was something I grasped, it changed the way I played the game of football. It changed the way I approach relationships and approached the way I walked in life. So I hope I left you with something. Stay blessed.